we just filed a FOIA lawsuit for this key FBI document that provides significant and powerful evidence of unprecedented corruption by a sitting president. We've got this continuing corruption with Joe Biden. This scandal continues to get worse and worse, especially with this FBI document and the information, the FBI document that has a source, a credible source according to the FBI, that Joe was involved in an international bribery scheme with her son as it relates to Burisma in Ukraine, that there are tapes of conversations that would be terrible for the Bidens if they somehow got out, but supposedly they were taken and exist or existed, and that there was coercion behind this corrupt scheme. Now, the FBI has had this document, been hiding it from the American people for years, tried to bury it even in its internal operations to make sure that those who had an ability to act on it didn't know about it. So there was obstruction and corruption to protect Joe from being pursued on these issues by hiding this document. Congress got word of it through a whistleblower, and they're still being denied full access to it to let the public decide what to make of it all. And as we highlighted a few weeks ago, that we were supposed to have a contempt against resolution against Wray, the FBI director, because he was refusing to comply with a subpoena. Well, as far as I can tell, he still hasn't complied with the subpoena. We still don't have access to the full document, and there's still been no contempt resolution. So what are the Republicans doing? And this is why I love Judicial Watch, because Judicial Watch, again, steps up, comes to the rescue, and we just filed a FOIA lawsuit for this key FBI document that provides significant and powerful evidence of unprecedented corruption by a sitting president. And we filed this FOIA lawsuit against the Department of Justice. Now, the FBI is part of the Department of Justice, so to get the FBI document, we sued DOJ. And as we say, it describes an alleged criminal scheme involving then Vice President Biden and a foreign national relating to the exchange of money for policy decisions. The FOIA request also asks communications about the document. So we want the document, we want the back and forth about the document. And this is what we asked for directly. The unclassified, so it's never been classified. The unclassified FD 1023, confidential human source reporting document, described in the May 3rd, 2023 letter from Senator Grassley and Representative Comer to Attorney General Garland and the FBI director. All records of communications between the Attorney General and any other official or employee of any branch, department, agency, or office of the federal government regarding the letter and or the document described therein, the FD 1023. This includes but is not limited to any such communications between the Attorney General and any other official or employee of the Department of Justice. All records or communications between Director Wray and any other official or employee of any branch, department, agency, or office of the federal government regarding the letter or the document described herein, the FD 1023. This includes but is not limited to any such communications between Director Wray and any other official or employee of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. So we want all the documents. And we filed this request in May, and if I recall correctly, I reviewed the lawsuit yesterday again. We asked for the documents. They acknowledged receipt of the request, but it's been radio silent since. And they have 20 days to give us the materials, and they refuse to. Well, they've been ignoring the request. So you have the Justice Department and the FBI in violation of FOIA law to cover up evidence of violation of other laws by Joe Biden and Hunter Biden. So it's corruption on top of corruption. And as Senator Grassley noted in the floor speech I guess it's still this month, the 1023 produced to the House committee redacted references that the foreign nationals who allegedly bribed Joe and Hunter Biden allegedly had audio recordings of his conversations with him. 17 total recordings. According to the 1023, the foreign national possessed 15 audio recordings of phone calls between him and Hunter. According to 1023, the foreign national possesses 2 audio recordings of phone calls between him and then Vice President Biden. These recordings were allegedly kept as a sort of insurance policy for the foreign nationals in case he got caught in a tight spot. The 1023 also indicates that then Vice President Joe Biden had been involved in Burisma employing Hunter Biden. So Joe Biden's been caught in a lie, according to this document, if this document is to be believed, if the evidence is right. And he should be subject to an impeachment inquiry just based on this information alone. And the fact that it hasn't happened yet is an indictment of the House Republican leadership. To me, this is a leadership decision. So Speaker McCarthy needs to decide whether he wants to enforce the rule of law and do everything he can under the Constitution to hold Biden accountable. And I recognize it's going to be a controversy. I recognize it's going to be a distraction. I recognize the Senate may not want to convict Biden. But if this hasn't caused an impeachment inquiry, what would? And there's all sorts of other evidence about Joe Biden and Hunter Biden's corruption and monies coming in from overseas. We have other evidence from the IRS whistleblower. Yes, he is the big guy. Yes, he was the beneficiary of Hunter Biden's ill-gotten money. What else do you need? And frankly, I'm tired of months and months of them telling us, oh, just wait and see. We're going to do something. We're going to do something. Well, you know where that time's a wasting. And the bribery, by the way, is $5 million a piece at least. $5 million a piece. 5 for Hunter, 5 for Joe. Now, did the bribe take place? I don't know. But you think the Justice Department's going to get to the bottom of it? Of course not. They're the ones covering it up. So Congress has got to step up. And you know what I think, whether Congress is going to step up? Because we filed the darn lawsuit. That's how much we trust Congress in this regard. This FBI document, which is being held contrary or hidden contrary to the law, could be the Rosetta Stone to uncovering unprecedented corruption by our nation's top elected official. The American people have a right to, under law, to see this FBI document so they can judge for themselves whether their president and his family are crooks. Straightforward, right? Now, Judicial Watch is second to none in ferreting out and filing federal lawsuits to ferret out government corruption, especially with respect to Joe Biden. We filed a FOIA lawsuit against the National Archives just last month in May for Biden family records and communications regarding this money laundering operation that Comer has referenced, where monies were being funneled into companies associated with the Bidens. You know, what was Vice President Biden's office doing with respect to a lot of these folks that have been implicated? We have several other lawsuits about the efforts by the FBI to undermine congressional investigations into Biden corruption and FBI and Justice Department investigations into government corruption. So, and on top of that, we've had other documents come out that show that the Obama administration knew full well that there was a corruption problem with Joe and Hunter in Ukraine. In fact, we had the ambassador to Ukraine getting an email from one of her top associates. This is during the Obama administration, where the State Department officials were noting to each other how the Russians were making fun of Joe Biden's anti-corruption agenda, given his role son in Burisma. I mean, it was causing a national security issue with the Russians. They all knew about Biden's corruption, it's clear. This FBI document shows that they had this information since at least July 2020. It's been buried by the deep state FBI that wanted to see Biden elected and Trump thrown out. And now it's more election interference because they're slow walking the release of the information because they don't want Joe to be harmed as he seeks office again. That's the way I read it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like our video down below.